Hey, I'm just gonna go live for a little bit again. I was watching PBS again, and I talked to a couple of my buddies who are doctors here in town. And one is one that does. Well, I have six friends that are doctors, okay, and two trauma room nurses, okay, and I talked to them today, and basically, uh, they're coming up with the same thing that everyone has to be tested. This bullshit about only if you're sick, sniffles, and stuff like that doesn't count. That only if you present with the symptoms of the coronavirus, you get tested. um, it's there. The six doctors and the two trauma nurses said it's bullshit. Everyone needs to be tested. Reason being, reason being that they have to get a handle on who's got it or not. See, Italy tested everyone in a town. Italy tested everyone in a town, something like 4,000 people, and figured out 3,100 of them were infected with the coronavirus, and they separated them from the healthy ones, which dramatically changed things in Italy in that one town. The U.S. needs to understand this, and Trump needs to understand this, and Mike Pence, they need to step back from this whole thing and let the doctors from the CDC and the Public Health Department handle this whole thing. We don't need Trump being the center of attention anymore. We don't need him being center of attention. We don't need Mike Pence being the center of attention. And Jared Kushner, of all things, this dumb fuck does not need to be involved in this shit. You got Twiddly Dee, Twiddly Dum, and Dumb or Dumber. All three of them. Okay, Mike Pence thinks a woman doesn't have the right to choose for an abortion, and Mike Pence thinks gay people are subhuman. So bottom line, they can all fucking jump in a lake and drown for all I care. But like I said, I have friends in town that are doctors. Two of them are ODs, the rest are MDs, and one's actually a pediatrician. My daughter's a pediatrician, doctor. I'm friends with him, and one's my neurosurgeon, one's my primary care doctor, and one's my cardiologist. And the other two are ODs. But like I said, it has to be. Everyone's got to be tested according to them. And two friends that are trauma nurses at TMC, and one's the ER nurse in the trauma room at St. Joe's. And my ex is a nurse at St. Joe's in CCICU. So they all come to the conclusion everyone needs to be tested because they need to get a handle on who's got it, who doesn't have it, who to separate, who not to separate. Because you don't know who's got it. You have to know across the board who's got it. But the U.S. does not have the kits because they refused to get the test kits from the World Health Organization, which was, I think it was 3.6 million kits that the World Health Organization was going to send to the U.S., and Trump denied it. He didn't want it because he said they were subpar. Well, Italy took them, Spain took them, Greece took them, Turkey took them, England took them, Germany took them, and it's working fine for them. So I don't know what Trump was talking about, but everyone needs to be tested. That's the bottom line. Everyone needs to be tested in the United States to get a handle on this whole thing and see who has it, who doesn't have it. The key word here is pandemic. Pandemic. This is far worse than we've ever seen in our lifetimes. This is far worse than we've ever seen in our lifetimes. Pretty much nothing scares the shit out of me. I mean, I've been through an accident where I got my ass rolled over 4 times. I mean, I got rolled over 1, 2, 3, 4 and landed up on the wheels died twice, came back. I've had prostate cancer. I survived that. I've had immunotherapy plus radiation therapy, hormone shots, but still, with the immunotherapy, my immune system is still compromised, according to my doctors. So I'm susceptible to the coronavirus if I get it, because I have an immune system that's compromised. But like I said, in the last few years, I've lived life the way I want to live it. Mike and I take off and go places. I mean, not too much scares me. Not too much scares me at all. I mean, I've stepped in the middle of domestic violence situations out on the street and basically knocked the shit out of guys that are hitting women. I mean, my friend, her husband beat her so bad one night. Mike and I went over there and beat him so bad and took him into custody and done a citizen's arrest on his ass, and his ass lost everything he had. His job, everything. So I don't fuck with people. I mean, to me, a woman is not a man's piece of property. You treat a woman with respect and dignity. That's the bottom line. I will tell you if you're an asshole or a dumb fuck, I will tell you that. I'm very outspoken. I say it like it is. Like I said, I ran for mayor. I told it like it was. The only way we're going to get our police department and everything back up to where they should be, a municipal bond for 10 years. Get people to invest in it, and that would put the police department and paramedics and firefighters with new equipment and everything for 10 years. That would bring almost $30 million into them. Regina Marrero has no idea what she's going to do. And we cannot be nickel and dimed again for a 0.5 sales tax. It's bullshit. In the meantime, our crime rate still keeps going up in town. We had a stabbing the other day up on Fairmont and I forget where, but somewhere in Midtown. We've had shootings in town because police officers don't have a presence on the street. All they do is go from call to call. One thing we got to worry about, protecting our first responders, the paramedics, the firefighters, the paramedics, when they respond to calls for aid. This coronavirus could take one of them out, just like fentanyl can take someone out. If you touch your skin with fentanyl, you can kiss your life goodbye. That stuff is so strong. I mean, just like I said, the mayor needs to get her shit together and start talking to the HSL Properties, MEB, Watchtower, Scotia Group. They need to stop foreclosures evictions in the city. They need to stop evictions in the city. I live at Sycamore Creek. I went around this morning walking Sam, and I saw all these doors with notes on them. That's court dates set up. Then I saw a guy around setting out. I used to serve court papers. I know what he was doing, especially for HSL, because I used to do HSL's property eviction stuff. And basically, he was handing out the eviction notices to, the 5-day notices to leave. He had a stack of them about that thick. What we need to do is stop evictions in the city of Tucson, and Doug Ducey needs to stop them in the state of Arizona. He also needs to put a law on the books for price gouging, because I've noticed there's a lot of shit on the marketplace on Facebook, people selling like 3 packs of Costco toilet paper for $400, or 2 rolls for $100 in Sarita. But I've seen more than that. I saw hand cleaner and stuff like that. It's like what the hell, greedy fucks or what? But like I said, talking to my friends that are doctors here in town, this city is not prepared for what can come our way at all. Doug Ducey met with TMC and Banner Medical, but he didn't meet with St. Joe's and St. Mary's over the coronavirus thing. Worst part is St. Mary's and St. Joe's still owns the heart hospital down on Stone and River Road. It's vacant. Okay? Now, if Doug Ducey wants to open up all the hospitals in town, that's going to have to be one of those ones open up because it has a capacity of 525 beds. Okay? And it's still got the beds and everything. Everything is there. The equipment is everything. Everything is still in that hospital. The emergency equipment, everything. The operating stuff, everything's still there. All Coronet does was lock it up and seal it. Now, with him not talking to Coronet or St. Mary's or Coronet at all, keeping them out the loop, you think Coronet's going to let them use that hospital? Fuck no. Fuck no, they're not going to let him use that hospital. They'll let it sit vacant, I swear to God. Because that hospital is now owned by Tenet. He had not brought Tenet into this conversation because two of the larger hospitals in town, St. Joe's and St. Mary's, were not brought into this conversation. My friends that work the ER and trauma rooms, they're not prepared for this. They don't have they don't have the masks that they need to wear, the hazmat suits that they need to wear to do this. They don't have anything. They don't have anything to protect themselves. The doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, they don't have the equipment to protect themselves that they should have in this city. Like I said, this is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm going to post Doug Ducey's phone number on my and the mayor's number on my Facebook page and my Make the City of Tucson Accountable. Call them and tell them about the eviction stuff. I've already done what I can do. I called the governor's office, and oddly enough, I talked to his constituent aide. He transferred me to the governor's assistant. And it freaked me out that I actually got the governor's assistant, and we had a good conversation. And I talked to him about price gouging and evictions. And he said, you know what? I will talk to the governor about it. You're absolutely right, sir. You're absolutely right, Joe. He goes, something has to be done about that. And when I said, I live in an HSL property, he goes, oh, God. He goes, yeah, especially HSL property between Phoenix, Tucson, and California. HSL properties got properties. And like I said, I saw it firsthand in Sycamore Creek today. They were evicting people for being late on their rent. We have a apartment manager called Shalom. She runs this place like it's a prison camp. You know, it's like we're in a prison camp here. She painted all the curbs in here red. All the curbs, not just the one with the signs that says fire lane, all the curbs red, which by law it's wrong. Okay. She just, you know, like I said, they wanted to come after. They changed our water from flat fee to a percentage type thing, which my rent can go anywhere from $618 to $640 a month. Yeah, $618 to $640 a month. Okay, with my water and trash and gas. I'm paying gas for the boiler system and the washer, the dryers in the city, in this complex. And when I done my Freedom of Information Act on this complex here with the city water department, I found out that as residents in here, we're paying the full water bill. in this place. The full water bill, the residents are. HSL Properties isn't paying shit. They're not paying shit for the trash pickup. They're not paying shit for the sewer either. They're not paying shit for the gas either. Which tells me they're greedy fucks. But like I said, if anyone's having a problem with their rents and stuff, they need to go to them and tell them straight up, I got laid off. People in the city, a majority of people in the city work in restaurant, hotels, call centers. And all those places are closing down. Citibank thinks by keeping people 3 feet away from each other is going to help them. And ain't going to help. They're eventually going to have to close down that call center. Optum RX, the same thing. Geico, the same thing. Keeping people 3 feet apart. You can't function like that. Restaurants, they're closed, but you can still order on Grubhub and DoorDash. Pizza places will deliver your pizza, text you, it's at the door, boom, it's done. You got the pizza at the door, you got your Grubhub or your DoorDash at the door. And if I'm not mistaken, they're all not charging you a delivery fee, but you still have to, give the drivers a tip, $2, $3, $4, $5 maybe for delivering the food. Lyft drivers, I used to be a Lyft driver. I got an email from Lyft saying that no one is allowed to drive in the front of the cars anymore. Remember, you get in a Lyft or Uber, sit in the back seat. Don't get in the front seat. They have a rule. You cannot sit in the front seat with the driver. I don't know why, but it's their rule. If you don't have any antiseptic, antibacterial stuff, you can use isopropyl alcohol. Put it in a spray bottle. Spray doorknobs, shopping carts with alcohol. Rub your hands in alcohol. It's 100% effective. I got that off the CDC site. I mean, we are Tucson. We need to help each other. We need to stand by each other. And I'm one person that will fight and fight until I get someone to listen to me about the evictions and about the price gouging in the city. I've been here 21 years, going on 22 years come November. This is my home. I raised my daughter here. I love this city. I love waking up in the morning, sitting outside, drinking my cup of coffee, looking at the Catalina Mountains. This is our city. Not the mayor's city, not the city council city. This is our city. The citizens of Tucson. And we have to come together for this. Like I said, you can order food still through those two things, or some of the restaurants still deliver. I mean, the Chinese restaurants still deliver. Same thing. It's all going to be the same thing. You can't go in and eat, but you can order it and it'll be set at your door. So everyone have a good day. Remember, be aware of your surroundings. Keep your distance from people. Don't shake hands. Do the elbow bump. Like I said, if you don't have an antibacterial thing, use alcohol. Everyone have a good evening. Take care. Bye.